Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Let's get after it. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Marty. Good morning, Save. Good morning, YouTube. Let's get going. So, what do we see here? A whole lot of action, an extension of that recovery from yesterday, and that was massive, into Globex off yesterday, and now we faded back in. So the market is trading between the Globex of yesterday and today's. Today's Globex is 143 or 29, 143.75. And our target is 318.75 in this rotation, as long as Harmony Zone number 1 and 2 holds up. So we want to see how they're gonna, behave here. We are in the reversion to the mean type of environment here. So the market kind of came into the middle of the range. That's an area where a trend following system will trigger into higher prices, including 359 and 450 in a breakout. So if that holds, then that is a potential price action behavior. If we look at the opening range, let's take a look at the opening range here. We're right at the opening range. We're in the middle of the opening range, and we have this. So this area right here is it's either resistance or support depending on how we break it. Right now we're breaking under it, and it's the mids of the both opening ranges. So I mean, if we continue to do what we're doing here, I mean, the market can go and reverse below 200, and that's a reversal. So really, the longs need to go above 306 to take control. We're testing the bottom end of Harmony Zone number 2 right now. So that's a negative behavior here. Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see the longs do, and we're about to close under that 218. Yep. So that's a bit of a reversal. Actually, it's not a bit of a reversal. It's a rejection of that continuation trade, and now the target is 193. We want to spend some time and let the market kind of sort itself out. What would be a long behavior here? 293.75, 293.50. Why? Because that would be a captain setup long if they actually do this. So the market is really kind of chopping up. The market is out of sync, going back to that zone between 70 and 302. 306 will get the market back in sync on the long side. If we continue, if we trade 37s, that is will set the stage for a short. It's interesting what they're doing here. I mean, that's a double switch trade up, and this is double switch trade if they close under 48. So so far there's no continuation either long or short. The market just breaks and comes back to retest. 37 can be important. Yeah, here you go. That's the sell. Yeah. The market is in sync on the short side, and we're looking for rallies to short into this market. And we broke that 37s, and that was critical. Target is 193. We're at the bottom end of the opening range, by the way. That's the 200, so that's a whole number. So that's a captain setup long on the 50 into Rinko, and we're most likely gonna bounce right back up a little bit here. So just watch out for counter moves in and around and against 200. 200 is going to be a key. The top end of the Globex band is also another key. If you look here, you're seeing this captain setup. I mean, it's failing. They're failing it here. Good for them. Yeah, good for them. They're failing it. So that's a trap here. Going back up here, we're seeing what are we seeing? We're seeing the market fading against the mids of the opening ranges and coming back to retest at that 63, pushing through the 37s into lows and breaking the opening range. So as long as we continue to trade under that 70 and that 40, that's the next level. Between 40 and 70, we should be seeing a market that is drifting lower. Okay, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to um, the ORB. Yeah, they're just defending the 200. Matthew. Good morning, by the way. If you look at where we at, we are in the middle of the range, really, right here. So that's an area of inflection. Crude inventory report today. Wow. I mean, they put a six prong captain set up short, rolled it over, and came back to retest here. That's interesting. Alrighty. If we break 32, that's a little bit choppy here. If you're looking at the 70 NT Rinko, you're seeing a captain setup short. And we have 1 minute here. Yeah, look at that. I mean, they spent so much time oscillating here. Now they're gonna break. That's amazing, actually, that they held it for this long. Take a look at this. I mean, that's the captain set up short, and they just kept going back and forth here against that 66s, and that's a captain setup. But that's the exact same spot that they produced this captain setup, and they failed it. So you're getting a push. Wow. What a move. All right, so we are at the bottom end of the ORB right now, and we're breaking it. So let's just kind of take a second look here. That's excellent. Um, Captain set up short into that break. So how would you trap these guys? I mean, you could trap them in different ways. I mean, you could break it slightly and come back in and go to the middle of the range. Right now, the sellers are in charge. We're breaking the opening range and the ORB range. So the market here is bleeding off. We're right at Globex 143. Next target is 118. Hey, Becca. How are you? Good morning. You're back. You're back. You're back home. Oh, okay. Well, you're missed, by the way. Glad to see you back. Hopefully, you had a wonderful trip. Man, I mean that was the move. Look at that. Woo. That captain setup came in and they just whacked everybody. Yeah, that was the captain setup, Matthew. That's a re-entry right there. Market is out of sync here. We are testing harmony zone number one. There's a good chance that we go back up to harmony zone number two and retest it, including glowbacks. So that's just a counter move to the existing move that we had. The 160 to the 180 is an area where the bottom end of the ORB is there. So you're going to see a lot of traders probably starting to reshort if we get up there. Harmony zone number two. Okay. Double short right here. Double switch trade. So the average stop in this environment is 26 points. Average noise is 20 points. That's an expanding structure for shorts due to the volatility. They're trapping people. That initial rejection is nice, but after that is just a big liquidity sweep all the way up to the top end of that range. So let's take a look. So you got to be careful of this market and not overstay your welcome. So we had the captain set up. We broke the ORB. They got paid on anybody that kind of took the breakdown. Now they're coming back in to retest. So the bottom end of the ORB is right here at that 180. If they punch it back up to 180, we'll see if the market is reversing here. If they reverse here, then we could continue lower. And you could see that they're trying to get up to that level. The 200 and the 100 are sync on the long side. So obviously that kind of puts that idea on the defense. So we need to have multiple multiple formations here telling us that the market is tired. I mean, we're starting to get a bit of it right here. You're starting to get a little bit of that push against that level. Captain set up short right here. Let's see if they hold it. All right, they're breaking into that 180, 190. Market is in sync on the long side. We're at the top end of the opening range, not the Globex band. Okay. All right, so what do we see here? We're running into the opening range. We broke into it. Okay. Well, they finally came in and reversed it right here. All right. So let's see what we want to do. We're testing harmony zone number two. There's no test on zone number one. Like they just sliced right through it. That's a bit of a rejection, and that's a lower high than the market is making. We got like 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Hmm. Let's see if we can make it happen. Okay. 60s. We got to break the 60s. There's the failure of a captain setup short, so that's a good thing to see. Well, they're holding it here. They're holding it. So a lower high on the short side and or a higher, yeah, lower high on the short side and a higher low on the long side. They're giving you both. So the ticket to momentum is break under Globax. If we get that, then we can get a continuation trade. All right. So what are we doing here? The market is in sync on the long side, which is really weird here. The way that's moving, I really don't trust it, and I think this market is kind of getting weighted down. And if we end up breaking 55, we're gonna end up hitting Globax. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, that's The way they were positioning the market, it was just simply too weak, too close to Globex, and we're very close to it. The market is out of sync. And 147. All right, so what does that tell me? We're hitting Globex. The market is in sync on the short side against Globex. We have a target, is 118 is our target. 118 is our target. We have resistance in harmony zone number 1 and 2. Okay, I'm looking for a short right here, and my target is 119. Yeah. Okay. So the chop fest here. So we gotta wait till we break Globex or break above. Yeah, that's a lot of fake outs here. That's a double switch trade right here, and that should have kind of moved. I mean, if they break 150 one more time, I'll play the game. That's tricky. Captain set up long on the 100 NT Rinko. a rejection against Harmony Zone number one. But I mean, you're getting the captain set up, and you're getting Globex down here, and Globex has been a decent support. Okay, here we go again. Sellers are coming in. Let's see if they bounce it and how far they'll bounce it here. Not a big bounce at all. So that's a continuation, and let's see. Our target is 118, by the way. Oh yeah, they're bouncing it. Here you go. 175. Wow. Yeah, they could go to the hundreds. All right, let's see here. Shorts are in charge. We broke that captain setup. We got a target of 93. Testing Harmony zone number one and Globex, and I'm looking for a short. If this price stabilizes here, we're around Globex, so they're gonna try to run stops here. Market is out of sync. Testing Harmony zone number two. On a first touch basis, I mean, that could be a thing. Let's see if we can get an entry. All right, so they're dumping it. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if we can find an entry. Trading around Globex again. That should be noisy. And I'm looking for shorts. We rejected harmony zone number 2. Like I don't necessarily want to put on a trade at Globex. Like this is a short, but location wise, I'll be patient. All right, let them trap me again. My target is really 94. 55. Okay, well, man, I'm telling you, today they're just getting me. All right, so we're just gonna pause here, let the market shake itself out. We're just trading around Globex. It's all right, Adam. Just let's refocus, man. Let's refocus so we could have the rest of the session a good one. Sometimes we're gonna run into a bunch of stops. That's what just happened right here. We're just gonna deal with it and trade. A bit of rejection here. All right, that's a rejection. That's a good rejection. Plus, you got a captain setup up there as well. Yeah, yeah, it is. We just have to undertrade this environment, and we need a breakout or a breakdown of big ranges. So 26 and or 100. So you break the 26 or the 100 gives us a bit better separation away from the middle of the range and away from Globex, and I think we're just chopping up around Globex. Really, ultimately, that's what the market is doing. think we had 3 trades in this environment that got stopped out. So you had the captain set up, you had a retest of it, a push, and now back to that level. So if we sell off to 160, then a potential continuation lower can happen. Right now, the market is in sync on the long side, but the market is very choppy overall. I think patience is a good trade here. Get to 126 or get to 100. That'll be 226 or 100. Let's take a look at ES and see if ES is giving us any clues. ES is a long reversion to the mean and a long trigger. So you got that going on against the backdrop of NQ, and NQ is trying to support harmony zone number 1 against resistance. So we're stuck in that range. Market is out of sync here. All right. We're going to give this a shot. Okay. All right. So basically, there's no continuation trades right here. You almost have to fade it. I mean, that's my... Yeah, we need the separation. We don't need to play this game here. I had too many stops in this area right here. All right. So I mean, they flipped the switch 126. I mean, they're running into this zone that was just such a bear. That one, and then you got three tests in a run between 40 to 60. So if we start chewing through that area and there's no resistance, or I mean, basically we should be expecting resistance here, but that's where the flow is going. Trap people, go long. So we're in the middle of the ORB range. So that is another spot where the market can, if it gets rejected here, that would be important. Very, very interesting. I'm getting short right here against 78. We should go to harmony zone number one. The key for me is to do exactly that. Break that level at 39. Then that can get me to 20s, which is where my target is at. I need a target into the 20s. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. We need to push into the 20. I think at this point I have to go break even. I'm gonna take one just to help out with the trade, just to kind of say, hey, I made some money in case it bounces back, which you just did. Look at this damn thing. 50 to 33, 17 points. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna bounce back up and just get me. Good for them. Good for them. I tried, man. I tried. Maybe I was asking too much of the market right here. I mean, we had good spots, like really good entry against that. So the rejection of that order is what kind of triggered the whole thing, be honest with you. The fact that we rejected it, an entry here has a stop right above 70, and I have a potential of getting to harmony zone number 1. And location, the location is the middle of the opening, the ORB, and that's an area of a fade, and the market is kind of fading this, and they're doing it again right now. So 31 close, which we're about to close it right here, that sets the stage for rallies shortable against that 58, and we can see if the market is weaker here. The market is in sync on the long side, but it's weaker. And we may end up coming in here to Globex, not to Globex, to harmony zone number 1, 20s and below. It is what it is. Let's go. 43, 63, 73. All right. All right. We're at resistance. The market, I mean, hit it once. This is the second time hitting that level. So I mean, they're trying to chew through it. It's a big range. The opening range is a big one. It's all the way up to 405. So a failure here against the 300 can bring us back down to 200. And if we break and hold, then we're moving to 406. So we got to see as we approach this zone what the market is doing. Is it making a high and a lower high? I mean, that's a high, lower high here. Give us just a tad bit before it reversed. So we want to see it doing better than what it did right here in this location. I know, Adam, man. It was definitely a little bit brutal early on. Chopped me up. I gotta take it and keep on going. The order flow right now is still kind of long. So the shorts are the ones that have to prove themselves, and they have to do it convincingly. One of the places in which or the ways they could do it is break under 40 will lead to a market out of sync. So that tells me right there that hey, listen, the pressure is back on. Otherwise, you know, the market is just going to keep on grinding higher and higher. We need a short player to come in and kind of bring it below 40. That will set the stage for the shorts to come back in. I mean, here goes the 40. That's a test. They have to kind of break and hold. 131 is the bottom end of that will get the market out of sync at 131. So they're trying to hold the 40, which is a good thing. This is the support area. So they got to break that support. All right. So now, what does that mean? That means that the shorts are coming in. I mean, they're rejecting that level in a big way. I mean, that gives me more confidence, you know, if we make another lower high, that we will chew down to 193. I mean, I'm expecting a bit of a bounce because we're at support, harmony zone number 2. The 40 to the 50 is critical. If we trade above it and hold, then the 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 longs are defending strongly. Double switch trade right here, so that's just telling us that the market wants to move higher. Not in a convincing way, but I mean, we could get target number 1, 2, and 3 out of this rotation. Yeah, we're at the rejection area again, but double switch trade, long, price moving higher, ES moving back up as well. Market's back in sync on the long side. So we we may get target number 3 off of this. Yeah, no fill on that one. Is going for 61. Let's see if we can get a pullback. All right, so what are we seeing here? We're seeing something. We're seeing Captain set up short on the 50 NT Renko. So that is going to put some pressure on the market. And that's a rejection against that zone. So as long as, I mean, see how many times? One, two, three. They keep playing around with it. Good job, Marty. Especially for a rough day like this. Not bad at all. All right, testing harmony zone number 1. So you got the resistance up here, support right here, and it's a fight basically. No direction, just a fight, sideways consolidation. I want to get short with this 50 NT Rinko, and if we break the 31, we're gonna get a captain setup short on the 100, and that would be a big deal. So 31 is a big deal. That means that we will have yeah. Okay. And back up, right? Hey, Joseph. Yeah, buddy. I mean, it was a little bit of a rough morning. I'm gonna be patient with this market. All right. I stepped away for just a minute just to kind of see if we can. So that zone, I mean, we're chewing right through it. We broke above it. So that tells us 405 is a possibility. Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis. And we're getting a continuation. So the market here in and around Globex was very, very choppy, obviously. And then reversal came in with this one candle. Kim tested it one more time and boom. So we have a target of 368 and a target at 400, and we'll see how far they go with it. As long as 300 holds, the direction is long. Okay. Okay, I'm out of that trade. I'm looking for long. I mean, you got captain setup switch trade, and you got a pullback. Now it's chopping. There's not a lot of momentum here. So we were looking for a break above 40 and a target, and the market is just not doing it. Okay. There you go. All right, break even, and either it's gonna go run up 337 or it's not. Here we go. Okay. At least we got one good trade. One good trade in today. So speed, range, and behavior. Speed is slow, range is expanding. Actually, it's contracting here due to this disconnect between 200 and 100, but the overall direction is long on pullbacks. The big idea here is came back, tested that zone, and we're moving toward 50, then from 50 to 400. As long as the 300 holds, that idea is still in play. ES chugging along, moving along, inching higher. Target is 444. Then we have a target of 74.54. The overall structure is long. It's an interesting stop run right here. You know how they just kind of flash sold it very quickly to the 23, and now they're bouncing it right back up. That's a accumulation right there. Oh, you're talking about that little flush got you out of your long. Yeah, those are tricky. Oh, it took short. No. Ooh. So okay. Yeah, you almost have to look at it from the perspective of where is the overall energy flow. So is the overall energy flow short or long? So if you look at not just the current price right here, but overall from the 200 and the 100 and that break from Globax, just about every structure came in as a long structure. So where did the market produce a short structure? This one right here, a pullback into harmony zone number one, but really it's a minor short structure in an overwhelmingly long behavior. Okay, so what did they do to the stops here? They bottom at 16, they bottom at 06, and they hit the 300 and reversed. So what is the behavior here? They ran the stops and took him back in, ran the stops, took him back in. So when I look at this, I'm thinking in terms of 200, 100, the 70, even the 50. You have 4 or 5 reasons to be long, and maybe one reason, and it's a weak one, to go short. So here comes another stop run into support. Like they almost have to take out the whole number 300 in order for a short structure to show up. So the average stop in this environment is 18 points. The average noise is 12 points. And the overall structure of the market is still long. As long as the 300 to 310 holds and go back to 20, that rotation is still long. If we break 300 and flush retest 300 on hold, then the market is at that point structurally giving me a a short structure. A lot of these dips in a big move up, they're designed to trap the people who are shorting a low after a break. So we gotta see 300 is coming up here. They gotta growth protect 300, 310. Let's look at the 50. Testing this break. Tested it once, twice. This is the third time testing it. So we broke 300 and came back to retest. So that's not what you want to see from a short environment. You want to see a break under and a hold, or they could go back higher and retest that whole number, but ultimately you got to break it and come back and fail to break above it, and that's not what the market is doing right here. So I'm patient. I'm waiting. We're coming into support, harmony zone number 2 support. All right. That's better. That's better. Continue to trade under 300. Ultimately, the goal, if this sticks, is 40. Is you go all the way down to 40. And you're reclaiming 300, and that is not what you want to see. You got to continue to trade under 300. Okay, let's read through this thing. You're buying harmony zone number 2, selling zone number 1. The direction of the structure of the market is long. It's a deeper pullback, and they're making higher lows. So what do we want to make out of that? Is a break above 20 and a pullback is buyable on a swing trade basis with a target of 368.75. Okay, so that's kind of what we want to see. I mean, they're putting on a captain setup long right here. Good for them. That's the break of the 20, pull back into a signal and a run up. I mean, that's just a classic long signal right here. Twenty-three, 33, 43, 20 points. That's 20 points and going. 68 is the target. 68.75 is our target. There you go. Uh, I don't know why you would be pissed, but I know, man. It just sometimes you get hammered on your PAs, and then you come in with evaluation accounts, and you just ace them, and you're like, "What the hell? How come I couldn't do this on the PA?" Good morning, Steven. How are you, buddy? Yeah, it's rough. I tell you that much, man. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. It's rough. The behavior here is long. We have a target of 68.75. Okay. Yeah, they're running it. Target 68. I mean, good for them. I mean, they just flipped the switch on this trade and just kept on going. That was a classic railroad long and within the trend line. Both of them. Captain set up into a push. Then you got a railroad into a push into target. Target is 368.75. Target is hit. Next target is 393. See, I mean, that's kind of what what I was kind of mentioning, Adam. Is the market, in a big trend like this, it just gives you the impression that it's reversing just to trap people into a run. And we kind of have to read through that pullback and see if it's a pullback that shows reversal in behavior or just a pullback just to trap. And it's not a perfect science either, right? So 393 coming up. Like a run up right here in this location, you you start thinking in terms of, hey, listen, it's overextended, you know, and it's getting very close to that target and it's failing to go. It's a good spot to short. I know, Steven. That's just very nice, very nice. So I mean, you see that, and he's like, "Oh, let me get in," and then you start getting in, and then they take another leg up to target 4 and 5. So we almost have to see at a minimum a break under 41 to start reversing the structure, and that's not even good enough. You have to make a lower high, then break it, come back to retest it, and it holds. Like they have to do two, three things before we start looking at it from the short perspective. Yeah, you start breaking 55. That's a sign. There we go. So the market took out all the stops, and now they're fading it. So as long as that 80 doesn't show up again, we can come back in and pull back to retest the 300. What do I want to see? I want to see a break under 41, and that at least will give us a two-sided market. Rather be long than short, but there is a pockets of sellers coming in, and step number one is rejection against that target. Step number two is rejection against the 52, 55 and a 70 NT wrinkle reversing. Step number 3, we just got there. The market is out of sync with the 200 and the 100 are out of sync. So now 3 steps in the direction of a short, but not necessarily an entry. It's just the market fading. You're coming into support. You need to break the support, retest it, and hold. That would be step number 5. Well, I mean, this move is a little bit different, right? Because the fact that we could not even bounce at harmony zone number 1, that is problematic. We're coming at support. Support is harmony zone number 2, and that's actually responding. So there's a bit of a response here. You break 44 to 50, hold and pull back and give us a signal that would be a re-entry in the direction of the momentum or the trend that we are at. So what is the market doing? I mean, it broke that very tight range 1, 2, 3, 4 times, ran up, tried to get to 400, failed, and now it's retesting the 300 range. And if it holds, then we have another shot at the 400. What will get us in is a break above 46.50 and a pullback into harmony zone number 1 support and making a higher low in that area. That will get us 60s, 70s, 80s, and potentially a break. If we keep bouncing around here, never break that 50 and just kind of flounder here, then we're gonna go lower. See the failure to go to 50. Problematic. They're trying to walk it to 300 here. How you guys doing so far? Becca, Sheila, Matthew, where you at? Steven. Hey, that's not bad at all. Better than down. Yeah. That's a good way to start, or that's a good way to come back. Yeah, especially after coming back from a trip. Sometimes taking a couple of days off away from the market can just get you reoriented. All right. They're weak here. I mean, they're weak. I get it. I get it right now. Good job, Stephen. All right. They gotta hold it here. They gotta hold it, and they gotta break 27. That would be important for the longs to do. And so far it's 11 o'clock, guys. So I'm gonna call it a day right now. Price action slowing down, but a couple of things we need to kind of be paying attention to. ES is still strong and a lot stronger than NQ for sure. So that's holding up the price action. Right now, the market is testing harmony zone number two, which is support, and traded right under it, and it's showing a little bit of strength above on a stop run basis. But really, truly, we have to break 44.50. The first stop of that action is 27. You break 27, then that will set the stage for the 70 NT Rinko to be long. And then if we attack the 44.50 and hold on to it, then pullbacks become viable on a higher low basis. So that's the first stage of it. The first stage was holding on to harmony zone number two, which they did. Stage two is 70 NT Rinko turning positive. Stage three, go from 44 to 50. Stage four, pull back and make a higher low with a structure that we can recognize, like a railroad, switch trade, captain setup, something of that nature. Then that would be a continuation trade higher. So that's it for me, guys. I'm going to call it a day, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow, Thursday. Have a good one.